What if everything you thought you knew about the alien universe was a lie? What if the new series, Alien Earth, isn't just another prequel, but the key to unlocking a secret, interconnected sci-fi multiverse? Part 1. The New Corporate War on Earth. Welcome back, and thank you for joining the conversation. With the premiere of Alien Earth, the franchise has finally returned to its roots of terrifying, claustrophobic horror, but it's also doing something far more ambitious. It's building a new foundation for the lore that could unite the entire cinematic universe. The show throws us into a brutal, near-future Earth controlled by a handful of mega-corporations. We know Weyland-Yutani from the classic films, but here they have rivals: Prodigy, Dynamic, Lynch, and Threshold. The entire premise is a ticking time bomb. The USCSS Maginot has crashed into a Prodigy-controlled city, unleashing a xenomorph. But this is where the mystery and our theory begins. The name of the ship itself, Maginot, is a massive clue. The real-world Maginot Line was a vast, expensive French defensive fortification that ultimately failed because the enemy simply went around it. This suggests the ship's failure was not an accident, but a planned flaw, a Trojan horse. Consider what we've seen so far. The ship crashes, a xenomorph is let loose, and the Weyland-Yutani CEO, rather than ordering a full-scale containment and recovery, tells her pilot to stand down. She says the specimens can wait. This is not the action of a corporation trying to stop a disaster. It's the action of a company that wants the disaster to unfold. This is a cold, calculated move of corporate warfare. My theory is that Weyland-Yutani intentionally crashed that ship into Prodigy's territory, using the xenomorph as a biological weapon. Their goal isn't to contain the creature, it's to use it to wipe out their competition. The pilot's role was to confirm the xenomorphs were loose and then step back to allow the chaos to take care of the rest. This explains why, in the original Alien and Aliens, set just a few decades later, Weyland-Yutani is a near-singular dominant force in the galaxy, with no corporate rivals in sight. Part 2. The Prometheus Paradox and the Multiverse. This brings us to the biggest challenge in the Alien timeline, the paradox of the xenomorph's origin. In Alien, Covenant, it's strongly implied, if not outright confirmed, that the android David created the xenomorph from the engineer's bioweapon. But how can this be if Weyland-Yutani already had a xenomorph specimen to crash into Earth decades later? This is where we introduce the bold concept of a multiverse. The Prometheus and Covenant films exist in one universe, one timeline, where David's dark ambition leads to the creation of his perfect organism. He is the god of this new, terrifying species. The Alien Earth series, however, takes place in a separate but similar universe where the xenomorph's origins are different. In this universe, Weyland-Yutani may have acquired the xenomorph through other means, perhaps unearthing an ancient species on a distant planet, or receiving it from a different ancient civilization entirely. This multiverse approach allows the story of David to be its own complete narrative, while Alien Earth can build its own corporate conspiracy without being constrained by the pre-existing lore. Both stories are canon, but they exist in different timelines. But if they have different origins, why do the xenomorphs look so much alike? The answer could be a concept called convergent evolution, where two unrelated species independently evolve similar traits to adapt to similar environmental pressures. In this case, the environmental pressure is survival and dominance. The design of the xenomorph, its biomechanical shell, its parasitic life cycle, its terrifying efficiency, is so perfect that any species, no matter its origin, would evolve towards that form. It's a universal constant of terror. Or perhaps there's a more cosmic answer, a prime template for the xenomorph that exists across all universes, created by the engineers, which both David and the Alien Earth narrative are tapping into. Part 3. The Connected Universe. This multiverse theory doesn't just solve the xenomorph paradox, it also opens the door to a much larger, unified sci-fi universe, incorporating fan-favorite crossovers that were once just a dream. The most obvious connection is the Predator franchise. The new movie, Predator: Badlands, is confirmed to feature a Weyland-Yutani android, reinforcing that these two universes are linked. What if the entire corporate war in Alien Earth is not just to eliminate rivals, but to create a challenge? Weyland-Yutani might be breeding and using the xenomorphs on Earth as bait to attract the predators, hoping to study both species and corner the market on interstellar bioweapons and advanced combat technology. The Weyland-Yutani android would be there to ensure a profitable outcome, no matter the human cost. Then there's the long-theorized link to Blade Runner. Both Alien and Blade Runner were directed by Ridley Scott and share a distinct, grimy, corporate-controlled future. Our multiverse theory allows the fan belief that the Tyrell Corporation eventually merges with or is absorbed by Weyland-Yutani to be true in this timeline. The hybrids we see in Alien, Earth, created by a rival corporation to Weyland-Yutani, are eerily similar to the replicants of Blade Runner. They are synthetic beings with implanted memories, blurring the line between human and machine, suggesting a shared technological evolution in both universes. And finally, a more speculative but fascinating connection to Firefly. The short-lived but beloved series features a Weyland-Yutani logo on a gun turret in its pilot. In the Firefly universe, the Earth that was is a distant, ruined planet. What if this is the future of the Alien, Earth timeline? The corporate war spirals out of control, the xenomorph outbreak becomes global, and humanity is forced to abandon a ruined Earth, leaving behind the remnants of a failed utopia and a company that went too far. Conclusion: a universe of possibilities. The Alien franchise has always been about more than just a creature. It's a social commentary on corporate greed, the dangers of artificial intelligence, and the fragility of humanity. Alien Earth is poised to not only be a great horror show, but to expand this commentary in a way that unites its entire messy history. It presents a world where Weyland-Yutani's ruthless ambition sets off a chain reaction that could lead to the demise of its corporate rivals, the convergence with other iconic franchises, and perhaps even the destruction of Earth itself. This fan theory is a fun way to tie all these threads together, making every future installment, every Easter egg, and every new piece of lore an exciting piece of a much larger, interconnected puzzle. Is Alien Earth just a prequel, or is it the first step in a new, ambitious crossover event that's been hiding in plain sight for decades? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching.